Hi everybody, I'm Candace and I'm back with my friend Jim here, and we have some new Real Cedar do-it-yourself projects and plans for you. I really get tired of looking at my trash and recycling bins. So wouldn't it be great if we could just tuck them out of sight and maybe even put some other stuff in there? I think Jim might have a solution. Jim, what are we calling this project?
Okay, this is going to be the bike and bin, so it's going to be a multi-use kind of structure. You can put your bikes in there, or you can put your bins and recycling in there. We're trying to keep it really minimalist, kind of a modern look, just low maintenance. You're going to see.
Perfect. We'll be following these step-by-step plans, which you can download at the link or go to realcedar.com. Let's get started.
Let's do it. Okay, so we've made the base. Now we're going to make sure that it's square. We're going to measure it diagonally, 91 1/4. Now Candace will go to the other corner. This should be exactly the same if it's square, 91 1/4. If it wasn't square, we'd rack it square before we sheeted it. And this is the base, and our next move will be to put the 1x6 on.
So Jim, what are we using for materials here?
Well, it's a little bit of a mix. This is the base, so this is the only place we're going to be using something else. And this is a inexpensive treated material, and you're never going to see it. It interfaces directly with the soil, so it's not a bad choice. The rest of the project, however, will be a naughty grade of Western Red Cedar.
That's perfect. I like it's unique and kind of a little bit rustic.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Great. And you'll find the material list in the free downloadable plans. So Jim, we've got the base all done, and I see we have some spacing here, and we also use screws and nails, correct?
Yeah, so to address that, first, with the screws and nails, you don't necessarily want to see a bunch of screw heads here. You know, as a carpenter, we tend to try and hide the more unsightly fasteners. So we've screwed the perimeter because it's strong. We've, the plates from the walls will cover all those screws. Then we've used gun nails, which are relatively invisible in here. When it comes to the spacing, the idea behind that is that we want debris and moisture to fall through as you're rolling in bins or putting your muddy bike in here. Just easy, right? Okay. And while we're on the base here, it's a good time to talk about dimensions. We've designed this to take 3 garbage cans or 2 bicycles and whatever else you want to do. But if you wanted to, this plan is extremely adaptable. If you wanted to make it wider, longer, taller, shorter, just follow this plan and modify it at will. Okay,
Jim, so we have our frame cut and we're moving on to our sidewall. And the challenge is, I guess, squaring everything, right?
Yes. Now you have the deck, which is perfectly square. That's going to help you out. What we want to do here is you want to build this wall lying down. And we do that just like building a house, then you pop it up. That's going to enable us to keep it really true. If we keep it true and square, this thing's going to go together really, really easily. If you start to build things slightly out, it gets harder to put everything all together. So there's a couple ways to do that. Okay. One, you can use a square. You can use the base to kind of tell you that you're at least close. Or this ancient Greek guy, a long time ago, came up with this thing that us carpenters call a 3-4-5.
You mean Pythagoras?
Oh, yeah, that's him. Yeah. So basically, if you have 3 feet on one side, 4 feet on the other side, you should have 5 feet in between, and that gives you a perfect square. So once we start to side this, we'll start to play around with that and get this thing bang on.
Perfect. So Jim, we're going to finish this with a 1x6 tongue and groove, right?
Yes.
Okay, and we're going to use the rough side up.
Yes, we are.
Okay, but we could use this smooth side, right?
Yeah, we use tons of this for soffits.
Yeah.
It's got the bevel. It's beautiful in its own right. But this texture is very unique. You don't get this with composite products, and it takes stain beautifully.
Oh yeah,
beautiful, beautiful look.
For sure. Okay, so Jim, we've got this all sheeted. So now we're going to, what are we doing with this end here?
Well, your side is
Yeah.
perfect.
Yes.
It's 3/4 of an inch over to hide the siding coming the other way of the back, which will eventually be there.
Yeah.
We've run it wild on this side, which is a pretty common carpenter thing to do.
Yeah.
It means that we don't have to individually cut each piece and do all this kind of thing. We can now just do one quick cut. It's going to be super true. The only one that we did cut to absolute length is this one down here. It's the first one. We also overhung it 2 inches,
Yep.
and that's to cover the bottom when we pop the wall up so you don't see the unsightly
That's a good idea.
treated. And yeah, so now basically what we're going to do is put a mark here and I'll cut this.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, Jim, we've got the walls all done, and I think we should just attach it to the frame up here because it's so light and easy to work with. We can just grab them now and,
Yeah, I think
Bring
you're
them
on the
over.
right track. Comfortable height, why not?
yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Jim, you know what I love about Western Red Cedar is it's naturally resistant to rot, insects, and decay. And this is the perfect material for this bike and bin shed.
Oh, actually it is. It's the perfect material for all outdoor projects, actually. It just
And look at the
thrives.
tones of this. This is gorgeous.
Oh, it's beautiful. And the aroma?
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah.
love that. It reminds me of my sauna.
Wow, you have a sauna?
I do.
That's cool.
In fact, I'd like to get in there right
I
now.
bet you would, yeah. Sweat out the day's stress.
Okay, Jim, so what are we doing next?
Next, we're going to erect the back wall.
Okay.
Now, back wall doesn't really have much of a frame because, again, minimalism is our thing here.
Okay.
So there's a few components we'll put up and then we'll start to put the siding on.
Sounds good.
Okay,
Let's do it.
Great.
So Jim, we moved the shed down to the ground and we're going to focus on putting the roof.
Yes.
So what are our options?
Well, we have quite a few options. We're going to go for a clear polycarbonate. You could, it's a corrugated material. You could also go for corrugated steel if you were more concerned about security.
Okay.
We like the fact that the light will come through our clear roof and
Yes.
light up the place when you open the doors. You could also, if you sheeted it with plywood, you could also put a shingle roof on it if you wanted to go that route as well.
So we have lots of
Many
options.
options, yeah.
Perfect. Okay, Jim, the roof is done. I love how this light is coming through.
Yeah,
That's
it's a
amazing.
Nice feature.
And then we're just going to clad the sides.
Yep.
And then what?
But then we're going to do the doors. The doors, there's a bit of work in those. They're accordion. You don't want big doors that come out this far. So we've made 4 little doors that accordion. That's just in case you're putting it down the side of a house or something like that. That's how you want it to work.
That sounds great.
So we're set up back there to do the doors, and that's
Okay,
next.
we're all ready to go.
Yeah.
So Jim, I'm really excited about these doors. This is like the feature part of this bike and bin shed for me.
Yes.
It has an accordion effect to it, correct? Or
Yes.
how are we doing
Yep,
this?
exactly.
Okay.
So rather than 2 big doors, as we talked about before,
Yeah.
we're going to do 4 doors, and they're going to kind of accordion out. These are the frames. We've made up the frames. The reason we've got them pinned down like this is because we're going to clad them in continuous pieces of 1x6 TNG. So we're going to start here, and it's all going to be one piece, eventually cut into the 4 doors. But the effect we're looking for is that it's one piece running all the way through.
Oh, that's going to look fabulous.
Yeah, that's going to look fabulous. So what we've done is we've clamped it together in the center,
Okay.
and we've screwed it together at these points. We'll unscrew it once we've done it, and now it's just cladding.
Looks great. So Jim, the doors are all done and these look fantastic. We did the siding and everything lines up perfectly, and we have the hinges there and we have one hung. So what about these hinges? What's going on with those?
Okay, that's probably the most challenging part of this. We're basically building bifold doors.
Yeah.
So what we did is we did it all on the bench. First, as you saw, it was all in one piece. We cut the individual doors out, making sure to keep the order that they came in. Then we attached these hinges. Very specific about our measurements, just so everything lines up, everything's neat. Again, if you're precise with measurements, everything's easy. We come to this. Then we took this door, after installing these hinges, we took this door, stacked it on top of its mate with 1/2 inch shims in it, and then we attached the butterfly hinges. Being very careful with this measurement, you've got your 1/2 inch shims which hold it apart. Zing, 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 there you go. Now, you've got a bifold door.
Jim, this is so stylish and practical. I absolutely love the way it turned out.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, these are fantastic. Let's open this up.
Yeah, so it's got a couple features here. One, if you just want to access it like this, keep the doors simple, there's cane bolts here. And they immobilize the doors, but if you want to open it up, just simply pull up the cane bolt.
Wow, lots of room.
And away you go.
Yep, this is great.
Yeah.
And you could stain or finish this any way you want, but we're gonna leave it untreated to turn a beautiful silvery gray patina over time.
Okay, well, we've moved the shed into position now and we've shimmed it all level. Doors are working, everything's great. Now we just want to make sure it's waterproof. This particular roof system requires some flashing, so it's real simple flashing. We're just going to show you how to install it, and we're going to get at it right now. Well, there we go. That was simple. Well, now it's waterproof and ready to serve. Another good project under our belt.
Hope you like this project. If so, give us a like and subscribe. And if you'd like to see any other projects, let us know in the comments below. And make sure to download the free plans in the video description or at realcedar.com.